Thank you for joining us for yet another unboxing video, and today we have more goodness from Pazio and the Starfinder RPG system. And today we have Starfinder, Alien Archive 1 and 2 battle cards. Now this is a hefty box. Very, very heavy box. It's a thick box. Very heavy, very, very heavy. So what do we got here? We got a box full of aliens. Starfinder, Alien Archive, and Alien Archive 2 are excellent tools for planning exciting science fantasy adventures. But this box of 315 cards presents a new and exciting way for your extraterrestrial creatures to land on the table and join the fight. Each card features a beautiful full-color image of a creature from Alien Archive or Alien Archive 2 on one side, while the other side provides that creature's statistics for quick and easy reference. Show the players what alien menace their characters are facing while keeping the creature's abilities at the ready, and watch your game come alive. So that's some examples of what's in the box. Cover artists, illustrators who are part of this. Now it's a hefty price. It's $60 for these cards. All right, but you can go to miniaturemarket.com and you can get these usually at a reduced cut rate price, especially if they're on sale. Again, you can buy them from Pazio on their website as well. And this came out in 2021. Again, but this is for 60 bucks. This is a heavy, heavy box. So let's take a look at this. So let's crack this bad boy open and see what's on the inside, because it's got to be a lot. They said 315 cards, so let's get that open. Ooh, right off the bat, got some cards here. So it's packed with sets of cards. So right off the bat, I'm going to see 1, 2, 3. There are 6 decks in here. 6 decks of cards. So I'm going to take a look at the first one because I have them unpacked already. I'm going to go through them all for you. So there's 6 decks in here. I'm going to start on this side. Color Out of Space. There's information in the back of them. Color Out of Space. Color Out of Space. That's a Cerebric Fungus Voyager. K-Pin. Calicore. Again, I'm not going to try it with all these names because a lot of these names are difficult to pronounce. Bone Trooper Necromancer. Bone Trooper Captain. An Overseer. Miner. Body Snatcher Slime. Now I'm just showing the fronts, the fronts first, and then I'll go over the back because we have a lot to go through here. I want to show you a picture of every card that's included in the set. This way it helps you to make a decision whether this is something that you, an autocrat, something that you want to purchase or not. It's great because it gives you an example of all the creatures all the aliens that you'll encounter in your Starfinder RPG game. You know, whether you're doing a one-off game or you're following a campaign or, you know, you're doing a side quest, you can always just pull a card, boom, this is who you ran into in your adventure. So it seems to me a lot of the cards, or a lot of the creatures have 2 cards. We're going to take a look at this at the end. When we get through this, we'll see why. Some only have 1 card, which is great. Some have 2. So I'm assuming that the ones that only have the 1 card have only a little bit of information on the back. And the ones that have more than 1 card might need a little bit more space. That's why they have it over 2 cards versus 1 card. Guard, a specialist. An Aeon. Alright, so this one has 2 cards, right? Aeon Tekhonos. From Alien Archive 2. So let's take a look at this a little closer. Okay. Yeah, so the information can't be held only on 1 card, so that's why they made 2 cards for it. Okay, so that's an obvious reason. So let's see what kind of information it tells you. Credits 10, experience points 9,600. It says the defense, offense, speed, melee, multi-attack, ranged, offensive abilities, spell-like abilities. Defense is EAC, CAC, Fort, Ref, Will. Defensive abilities, going down their statistics, your strength +2, dexterity +5, constitution +2, intelligence +2, wisdom +8, and charisma +3. Skills, languages, other abilities, special abilities. Adaptive defense. When a Tekhonos takes acid, electricity, fire, or sonic damage, it gains resistance 10 to that damage type. This resistance does not apply to the triggering attack, and it lasts for 1 hour or until the Tekhonos takes damage of another of those types, triggering a new resistance. This resistance stacks with other sources of energy resistance and goes continued onto card 2. Again, you can find more information about this character in Alien Archive 2. So if you have the tome, its information's there. Does it have the page number which you find them on? No. There's 145 hit points. That's a tough sucker right here. And moves on. Let's see what we got here. Pattern blind. All right, so I need to read all that stuff. Telekinetic blast. Tekhonos blast has a range increment of 50 feet. So if you're using the tiles like this, each one is 10. Each one is 10 feet. So, boom. Go across 5 of those. Right, so that's what all of these cards have. So if it has 2 cards, means it just has more information about that character than can fit on 1 card. So that's cool. I like that. All right, so that's your first deck of 6. Again, I guess every character is provided for in these decks. So that's a good thing. I mean, this is a source of information for you. So technically, if you purchase this, would you need to purchase the Alien Archive books themselves? Yes, technically you wouldn't. I mean, you'd have to look to make a comparison between the 2. I have not done that myself personally. That's what you'd have to do. All right. So I'm gonna put this deck over. I'm gonna move this to the side so it's not in view too much. All right. So this guy's only got 1 card. So let's just take a look at this here real quick. This is a Wikrichi. All right. Doesn't look to be a friendly guy. Could be wrong. CR3. Experience only 800 points. Okay. Hit points 36. All right. Defense. Offense, speed, melee, range, offensive statistics, special abilities. He's cooperative. Okay. Sheltering. Okay. So he's from Alien Archive 1, not the second one. Okay. 315. Okay. It might mean that it's found on page 315. I'm not sure though. Or it could be card 315 in the set. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's 315 in the set, so it's not. So that's the final set, the final card in the set. I'm not doing these in any particular order. Oh, avoid zombie. Not to avoid it, but avoid zombie. Void hag. Lock a tracker. Lock a handler. Cure one. Aether pilot. Now that one had 3 cards. Rog. Skeletal Undead. Cult Zombie. Cybernetic Zombie. Trox Defensor. A Trox. Tetrad Caravel. An Alpha. Ooh, that's pretty nasty right there. Host. Simiend. Line Trooper. Stellar Protozoa. Train. Box. Space Vermin. Warpmouth Swarm. A planetoid beetle. Well, if I saw one of those, if that's a beetle and it came up next to me, I'd run the other direction. Necropede. Comet Wisp Swarm. House. Whelp. Skidamander. Pharaoh. War Leader. Again, I'm not going to try to read all these because the names I'll probably... Ship Mind. That's interesting. All right, so let's look at these two here. Again, I'm not going to read the backs of each and every one of them. So this one obviously comes from Alien Archive 2. Okay, so this would be from Alien Archive 1. That's where you locate them. So if you flip it over, that's a lot of information there. So as we discussed, and there's not so much information, you know, this is something with 50 hit points, CR4. Again, card in the set. So it gives you a little bit of information. Now this one here, Ship Mind, got 2 full cards of information that you would need to know to you know, use this character. Oh wow, experience points 25,600. Wow, hit points 225. It's a huge ooze. Defensive abilities, weaknesses, speed, melee, range, space, offensive abilities, spell-like abilities, statistics, skills, languages, other abilities, ship interface. It says confined. A ship mind dwells within an immobile container. While inside its container, a ship mind has a speed of 0 feet. When it leaves its container, it gains a speed of 10 feet and takes a -10 penalty to a armor class. A ship mind can live outside of its container for 1 hour without consequences, but at the start of each subsequent hour, it gains 1 negative level as it slowly dissolves. You continued on this card. Alright, immerse. A ship mind in its container successfully grabs a large or smaller target with one of its slam attacks and pins the target. It can drag that target into its body as a swift action move, dealing 66 damage. Half of which is electricity and half of which is fire, and subjecting target through thought disruption. If it remains immersed, it takes this damage again at the start of each of the ship mind's turn. Wow. Plasma bolt can shoot up to 80 feet. Wow. While a ship mind is interfaced with a Dominion starship, it can observe events anywhere within the vessel as well as within 90 feet of its exterior hull. Clairaudience, clairvoyance for as long as... Wow. So thought disruptive. A ship mind's alien psyche is disruptive to the minds of most other life form. A creature that touches it or is hit by the ooze must succeed at a DC 19 will saving throw or take 1d4 wisdom damage. This is a mind-altering effect. Wow. Powerful, powerful creature. Something we don't want to run into on a regular basis. Or ever. And we move on to the next deck that we have. Sharp Wing. Nope. Hi, Rosie. Robot Assassin. Reptoid Monster. Reptoid Master. Reptoid. Goodbye. Don't even know how to say that. Rolu. Prexian Mutant Spawn. Predator Small. Medium. Large. Okay. Huge. Colossal Gargantuan. Looks like a purple worm. Predator Swarm. An Ooze. Tiefling. Again, one card or two card does not mean it's either stronger or weaker. It just means that it doesn't have as much information as another character may have. So a lot of these from this deck that we're looking at here appears to be just one card each, which is cool. I like that. Again, when you flip it over, you know, has some information on it, you know, everything you need to know about that character, but it doesn't have an overwhelming amount of information that you would need to know to utilize it. All right, so we'll take a look at this one real quick. Close, very cool, very, very cool. Necrovite from the original Alien Archive book. Has 186 hit points, 5 reserve points. Experience 25,600. Oof, don't want to run into this guy. Medium undead. Fortitude, defensive ability, speed, melee, range, offensive abilities, spells known, statistics, skills, languages, other abilities, gear. Right. Fatigue Aura. Any creature that comes within 30 feet of a Necrovite is fatigued unless it succeeds at a DC 21 Fortitude saving throw. A creature that is already fatigued suffers no additional effect. A creature that successfully saves cannot be affected again by the same Necrovite's aura for 24 hours. Rejuvenation. Whenever Necrovite is destroyed, Electroencephalon immediately begins to rebuild the creature's body nearby and download the Necrovite's consciousness into it. After 1d8 days, the Necrovite awakens fully healed. Alright, wow. Okay, Undead Mastery. As a standard action, a Necrovite can cause one undead creature within 50 feet to fall under its control as per control undead. This control is permanent for unintelligent and dead. An undead creature with an intelligence score can attempt an additional saving throw each day to break free. A creature that successfully saves cannot be affected again by the Necrovite's undead mastery for 24 hours. The Necrovite can control a group of undead whose total CR is no greater than twice its CR, 26 for the typical Necrovite. So it controls undead, and it's a tough mamma jamma. So again, there's a whole lot of goodness in this box. Again, we're talking about the entire Alien Archive 1 and 2. Again, these are the cards that you would need to play these characters. aid you in having an easier understanding of each of the characters. Has all the important information at your fingertips, as they would say, which makes this really cool. Again, 3 decks, and we're only through half of them so far, and the video's taken already almost 21 minutes. So, again, Mounted Eel, Titan, there you go, Marooned one, Hunter, Apocalypse, again, whether you're doing a side quest or you're doing a module, you know, it'll tell you which type of monster that you're coming across to, or what kind of alien species that you're coming across. These are great to have. This way you can just kind of, if you're doing a side quest, you know, at random grab a character or a creature, and boom, you're on your way. Just got to make sure that the alien that you're grabbing, ooh, this one has, let's stop for a second, let's take a look at this one. This one has 3 cards. Most have either 1 or 2. This guy's got 3, so let's see what this guy's all about. All right, so it's called a Hesper. It has 21 hit points, so experience 600 experience points for killing them. Okay, defense, speed, melee, range, spell-like abilities, statistics. A Hesper can deliver an enormous dose of radiation with touch, triggering sudden mutations. Okay, we got all that. Oh, here we go. If a Hesper spends 1 hour in close contact with a starship's power core or another large power source, such as fusion reactor, it could form a long-term bond. Hesper can merge with its bond reactor, gaining fast healing 5 while it remains merged. A merged Hesper is aware of what happens in their reactor's immediate vicinity, but if the reactor is broken or suffers a wrecked critical damage condition, the Hesper is immediately expelled and takes 3 to 6 damage. If the reactor is destroyed while the Hesper is merged with it, the Hesper is slain instantly. Okay. Maintaining touch at D20. Eyes, enormous parasite, electric cells, claws, spines. That's big chart, that's why. Glowing tumors, gills. It tells you the type of aura that has. Oh, there you go. Very cool. Bird animal, medium. Large, huge, colossal or gargantuan, male, female. Again, what I think is great about these cards is that, you know, if you're running a campaign and your character's never met an alien of this nature, now they have a visual representation of what that creature would look like. So, you know, if they have a cell phone, they can always take a picture of it. This way, it keeps a record of what type of aliens that they've encountered on their adventure. This way, if they run into it again, they know what it is, what its weaknesses are, and possibly more information they would need to know about that alien form. Because, of course, your adventurers don't have access to all the different types of aliens that are out there. Gray. Nanotech. All right. So that's deck 4 out of 6. Continuing to roll. Just slicing it open with a scissor outside here, so you guys don't need to see that. I don't need to cut my hand off while on video. I'm doing it off camera, so this way. Okay, Golem Cybernetic. Move this one over this way so I can just put the cards down. Getting beautiful illustrations, beautiful. I gotta tell you, Pazio has really outdone themselves with a lot of the expansions they have, and you know, it really makes the gameplay. Now the system's a little more complex to use. Granted, you know, it can be a little bit challenging to set up your character and do the hit points and all the stuff, all the math that needs to be done at times. So it can be a little tricky. You know, you got to get used to it. But their supplemental material is equal to, and I'm going to say it right here, is equal to or better than what D&D has to offer. It's just, I mean, I prefer science fiction over fantasy any day of the week, but the fact that they have all this information right out there at your fingertips. Now, does it cost money? Yes, of course, everything costs money, but this is the type of stuff that you want to have on hand when you're running a campaign, or you're just trying to get people involved in the system, and you're showing them these cards, they're looking at it, they're like, this is cool as hell. You know, just looking at these cards makes you go, wow, I want to get a game together and get rolling with this. There you go. And we're down to the final card deck. I'll put this one here. Again, go off camera here, get my scissors in here. Don't need to see me cut my hand off. God forbid that would happen, but anyway. All right. And here we go. We're at 27 minutes of card goodness. All right. Huge fire. Again, there's 315 cards in this deck. Now, it doesn't mean that there's 350 aliens in here. Some aliens have one card, as you can tell. Some have two cards. Some have three cards. We found that also. So a lot of them have only one, which is good. Now, again, if the creature only has, or the alien only has one card, it doesn't mean it's stronger or weaker. It doesn't mean anything like that. It just means there's not a lot of information about that creature that they have to tell you. Okay, look at that. Fire elemental, that's cool. Again, this is the same company that brings you Pathfinder. So what I've come to understand is that some of the creatures that are in Pathfinder are also like your elementals. Of course, that's in any fantasy setting. They have it for science fiction as well now, which is cool. Hi, Rosie. Elder Earth. Sure. But it's awesome. Now, I did an unboxing for the D&D Epic Monster cards and a whole bunch of card sets that they put out as well. And what I got, you got to give these guys credit. You got to give Starfinder credit. There's a different photo for every character that we've seen here. Again, 315 cards. I have not seen any of the same cards pop up. And it's, you know, of course, if the card needs, you know, if the character or the creature needs two cards to give an explanation, that's fine. But every time I see something new character, they've got a picture for it. We're over in D&D land. Guess what? They had blank cards. They had just a little keyhole or an eye looking at, dragon eye looking at you. I don't know what it was exactly, but this is what you got here, man. Every card has a different. Now again, it's the same card. It's the same creature. It just takes two cards to explain all the information on it. You know what I'm saying? But in the D&D world over there, they had a whole box where half the cards were just this little, looked like a key box or an eye looking at you through a keyhole. It wasn't like this. Every creature, every cedar, this thing here, everything has artwork included. And for them, I give 2 way thumbs up. This is amazing that they put so much effort into it. You can see that they really believe in their game. They really care about their game. They want to give everything at the fingertips to all their players, to the GM, to their players, so that they get an idea. And to me, that speaks volumes about a company, speaks volumes about a system, and that's really cool. This is card 53 out of 315. So that's the last card. So all these cards that we just went through are all included in this unboxing for Starfinder Alien Archives 1 and 2 battle cards. So that concludes this unboxing. Thank you again for joining me. Be safe, be well. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up. Of course, you can leave a comment, subscribe to our page. Again, thank you for joining us. Be safe, be well, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video. Have a great day.